Afternoon, everyone. Well, I remember before Jack pops in and tells me off for not having my mic in a good position. Ah, there we go. Can't tell if it's really choppy or that's just me watching me watching me. That's. I'm just going to relay my own view of myself to see if that performs any better. Might just be my view of myself. We'll see. We'll see what people say. Now, I should actually write up what I'm running now as my overly complicated setup for doing Twitch, but I'm essentially running everything on a second machine, but the second machine is nowhere near as powerful. Yeah, I think it's real. I think I'm going to restart. Oh, well, sorry, Brad. Well, this is what I do every Friday. It's not like, I mean, I guess it's technically whiskey o'clock for me. Is it ever not whiskey o'clock? Ah, okay, cool. So it does seem like it's picked up, yeah. I think I think something's going wrong with the secondary machine. I did have a pending Windows update on it because, of course, it's like a time that I actually want to use the machine. So when would it be better to have Windows updates running? Right now. But yeah, we'll see if it does start picking up or anything like that. Or if it starts getting really choppy, I might restart. I think I was playing with the encoder setup on the machine, so that might have caused things to go wrong. And, you know, there's nothing like changing encoding setups and then being like, hey, let's not actually test that. We'll just wait till we go live. Yeah. Ship it in production. Ah, from 1 frame to 10 frames. Oh, well, so that's fairly standard Australian internet speeds then. If only someone could find me some budget so I could actually buy a decent machine to do this stuff on. That would be nice. That would be nice. Anyway, so how's everyone doing? Well, obviously, Brad's here. Brad's here instead of drinking whiskey, so that's nice. It's nice for a change. I mean, you just need to start drinking on like Thursday. Wait, no, it's Thursday for you. On Wednesdays, can you start drinking on Wednesdays as well? Because then I can join that one. Yeah, you're right. Moot pointer. It probably should be sufficient for coding. I'll just make myself like really, really small because you don't really need to see me. No one cares for me. You're not here to, you're here to see the code, not to actually watch me. I'm playing around with the like a kind of a. I'm trying to set up a better background removal because at the moment, like my room is part kids' room, so there's all the stuff of like, you know, piles of nappies and things like that, and because we're probably going to be moving soon, like piles of stuff that we need to get rid of. So I have the virtual green screen on, and I decided to, well, I was like, hey, let's try like an actual green screen and see if it can do the virtual removal any better. So I found a bed sheet, and I've strung it up between like 2 points in the room, and it's only just big enough. So now I have this virtual green screen that should perform a little bit better in the background because I have a slightly more consistent feel behind me. That's what's happening. But also that's probably causing performance issues. I'm definitely getting told that the encoder is overloaded. Thanks, old computer. So this could be a short stream today because no one can see anything. You're not going to listen to me complain about not having a second machine, Amy. Well, but you've got the new Surface Laptop 3, right? Like you upgraded not that long ago, and that one seems to perform a whole lot better than the Surface Book 2 does. Like, I find the Surface Book 2 really slow when you're trying to run streaming and stuff. Ooh, I'm going to say that might have died. Zero frames a second. Yes. Now, funnily enough, OBS is actually saying that there's no frames dropped. I suppose you can't drop any frames if you don't have any frames that you're using. What did I change it to? It's definitely not the NBN plan. This is purely processing power with OBS. Like that's what's killing it. I'm gonna blame Windows updates attempting to install in the background. Well, I mean, I can't change the Okay, I'll try this again and see how, like, whether this is going to actually perform any better. Okay, that looks better. Yeah. Hey, it looks like I might be getting 5 frames a second. How about that? And yes, you are right, David, that if this was C#, it would be not performing as badly because I'd be spending all my time trying to work out how to make the compiler stop giving me red squiggly errors, and I wouldn't actually be writing any code. But then again, I'm not any code. I'm going to set up like an auto reply to you, Amy, that every time you make a comment like that, so that it's just going to auto reply with something equally as snarky. And I just realized I'm going to change my theme. Actually, I'm going to change my font size because that's a little bit small. Let's go. Oh, where have I got font size at the minute? There we go. We're going to chuck it up. Let's chuck it up to 20. I'm getting old. I can't read things as well as I used to. Boom. Now I was going to change the theme. Color theme. There we go. And apparently it's Wear Purple Day, at least at Microsoft. Unfortunately, I couldn't find my purple shirt, so I'm going to go with not that one. I'm going to go with, let's go with some purple editor themes. There we go. That's better. And we'll kick off. Actually, no, I'll just use the actual terminal. npm start. I don't even remember where I got to last week. I remember there was a bug, but that doesn't say much because it's just my code. That doesn't mean that, like, the fact that there was a bug, it's like, oh, shocking. Looks like there might have been more than one bug. Why do I have Norfolk in there like so many times? Oh, it's not boding well to start with. Let's have a look at the database then. We have it in there because the database is full of crap. Let's delete that. Refresh, and now we can get going. Yay. Oh, and why don't we do, we're going to do, oops, not to split that way. We're going to do a side split in the terminal so I can see the chat and make it small. Come on, small chat window. There we go. TC Connect. So here we go. You'll be able to see yourselves on Twitch chat from the command line. Yeah, time zones are fun, aren't they? Bocktown. Yeah, and as an Australian, I feel the pain more than at least the people I work with in Redmond, because they're like, it's in PDT. What more do you need? A lot more than that. Okay, so let's add a couple of time zones. We'll add New South Wales. We'll add Perth. Where's Perth? We're gonna need to make some way to like search on this so we don't have to scroll, because there's a lot of these in here. America. Let's see. It's -7. -7 is where Redmond's at. Right. Yeah, Pacific. There we go. Let's chuck it in. Let's chuck in some random stuff. NZ chat. I wonder where that is, or like what that's covering. There we go. We'll chuck in Fiji. That's a positive time zone on us. Cool. Okay, so that's a good spread of zones. And I think today I want to make it so it doesn't look quite as ugly. We're going to work out how to vertically align stuff in CSS. Woo! 'Cause that's always fun. But I also want to add it so that we can fake what time we're at. So something that I use a lot with Figure It Out is I can click on here and say at 10 a.m. my time, it's going to be 9 p.m. in Rio. So I want to have something like that as a feature. So for that, we are going to need a way that we can modify time and update it. So, but first off, we're going to position the elements. I want them in the middle of the page, and we're not using CSS Grid, Andrew. We're using Flexbox because Amy said that we should be using Flexbox, not CSS Grid. So if that's not the right way, then it's all her fault. This is probably going to need to be like height 100%. No, that's just going to be the height of the container. Ooh, now I need to make this, like, these things need to be full height of the remaining of the page. That'll be interesting. It's like if I do 500 pixels, so then that's at least that, yeah, because they're all block levels, so they'll all expand out. I see there's some chat going on that we should be using tables again. So it was Damo last week that was talking about saying we needed tables, and I see it's Dave this week that is going for the tables. Maybe we should. Maybe I should have a mode where like you can flick what DOM elements that it uses. I was thinking of just trying to do absolute position, and then on like window resize, it recalculates everything, and then we'll try and reposition everything again. Does that sound better? No? No takers? Okay. Let's just fake out some heights for the moment, and then we need to do... Now, with Flexbox, are we going to be able to align in its container? So CSS tricks, Flexbox. Hey, look, Stream Elements has said that I'm currently live and streaming. That's nice. It's nice of you to identify that, Stream Elements. I don't accessibility in tables. Oh yeah, you're probably right. I was going to say tables wouldn't actually be too difficult to make things work in this layout because it's just it's just columns, right? Just more cells. Add more cells. So flex grow. Pen self, no. So there's nothing that Flexbox will do for positioning the item like vertically within inside of its container. So that's where we just need to see if it'd be easier for like vertical aligned center. Whoops. Vertical aligned middle. Why am I not surprised that that didn't work? How do you expect the data to be read? Well, that's actually. Are you providing screeners? Currently, no. I'm waiting to see if anyone does a talk about how to make accessible websites that I could watch. Not that I can think of anyone in particular that would do that talk. So, what are we trying to center? We're trying to center... To do the centering, we probably actually need all of these items within inside of another container because we're not middle aligning the section. We're middle aligning the things within inside of that section, which is what we try to do with this block here. So I kind of want like a container around that. So we've got the main section, which is the canvas that we're drawing into. Then we have time zone container, which is the time zone itself, and then we want like another thing inside of that, because the time zone container is the thing that's going to be full height to the remainder of the screen. No, I'm good, Andrew. I don't need to go talk to people about accessibility. That's a problem that we'll deal with later. Now, so we're appending it to the main there instead of... Actually, yeah, and this will be easier to then do cleanup. Because, yeah, at the moment, we have to clean up multiple children of the main container, but if there's only a single child in there, then we only have to remove one child. Okay, so we are going to do... Wait, what's... Actually, I'm going to put multiple items into... let's put a couple of items into one place there. So that's going to be... let's add Brisbane. So then this section here is going to have two time zone infos, the H1 and then the div that. Yeah, so that's the zone info, which I might change the name. No, I'm not going to change the name, but it's kind of like the location. So we refresh the zone list. We do all of that. Wait, hang on a sec. So the zone container. So it's inside of the zone container that we need to add a new one, and then we're going to const time zone item equals document create element div. It's going to be a div this time, and then this can be time. Let's go time zone items class list add, and this can be time zone contents. And then instead of adding that to the time zone container, we'll add that to that one. We'll then append that to there, to there. Then we will add the time zone container. We'll append child of the time zone items, which, if we come back now, we should just have an extra element within inside of that. Cool. So there we go. Okay. Now, first up, let's make that. So the time zone container, we want to make that full height to the page. CSS make element full page height. See, I think if I was using a grid, I could probably do this. Wait, is that position absolute? Seriously? Is the answer that the top voted answer on Stack Overflow is to use position absolute? So I'm not familiar with VH, Amy. So is VH that's visible height of the page? Is that what? So when you do like min, so you're saying min height of 100 VH. So that's one. That's the full remaining height, viewport height. Okay, so. Okay, yeah, so the VH and VW is viewport height and viewport width. So, okay, so let's have a look at CSS VH. And let's go to MDN. CSS value in units. Oops. So how does it calculate that? Lengths. Okay, so relative to 1%. So VH is relative to 1% of the viewport's height. So 100 is 100% of the viewport's height. And so it's probably, you probably actually want something that is slightly less than that, because you need to take into consideration the header height. Now, I mean, the simplest way is you just go like 90, I can type. There we go. So it's slightly less than 100%, which, it's time to use calc. Can you use calc to do a CSS lookup, like a lookup to another element to work out the height of that element to do it? No, you can't. 95. There we go. That's pretty much 100. It's so close. We'll leave it at 100. Ooh, font height of 100%. No. So let's chuck that into our code. I do have a CSS file. And then the time zone container is going to be min height. Min height is 100 VH. Actually, no, that's true. We probably could do it by, so far the header here doesn't have anything applied to it, so it's just it's whatever the height of that button is. I could do like a CSS variable. Oh yeah, I haven't done CSS variables yet, so here we go. We go CSS variables. I forget the syntax. I can't remember if it's a like a symbol to define a variable. Var at root. So you put it on the root pseudo class when you did it through. Okay. So you can scope them. Cool. So we could do like colon root, and then we could do header height of like, that could be like 10 VH, and then you would do main height is calc var header height 100 VH minus header height, and then this could be var main height, and then we can chuck in the header min height is var header height. And we'll see if I've just written some painfully invalid CSS. I possibly have. Wait. Do custom declaring done by using and it's got to start with a double dash, of course. Double dash. There we go. Double dash. Double dash. Double dash. And height. Main. There we go. Okay. There we go. I might have done it wrong originally, Amy, but I did then go back and read the docs and saw how to fix it. There we go. Look at that. It's a little bit nicer a layout. And then I can do I might do something funky so that you only when you hover over a thing to add the menu item does the menu appear, and then you got to do calcs on the fly, and there's going to be some animation and painful resizing of things, but we'll deal with that in the future. Cool. Okay. So now we're going to align this div in the middle. Vertical alignment. Div. No, I don't want to set a text. Vertical alignment with divs. Here we go. Let's not go to the first one. Text align center, that's fine. I've already done that. Top and bottom padding. What? No, because it's vertical align middle. Won't. Oh no, not. Yeah. So this element here, vertical align middle, doesn't impact it because there's reasons. Line height. Wait, yeah, there's something to do with line height. I remember. I think. How to center in CSS. There's a whole website. How to center in CSS. Div. Unknown. And then you go. No IE support. Oh my goodness, is it going to display flex, justify content center, align item center? Align items center. Center. No. No, isn't that what you asked? I thought I saw someone said that in their um, Adrian, I think. Let's have a look. Align item stretch. No, it doesn't align item stretch. That will fill them widthwise, I think, because that's what I've got on. No, I thought I had that on there. No, maybe not. No, it's Flex 1, which is the Flex Grow 1, which causes them to fill out across. Now, trying to do that vertical alignment. Align item center, and then... Damn it. Display flex, or is it... Yeah, and then that div should be center aligned. What's the... Yeah, interesting. Yeah, I thought it would have been align center. So let's just do. What does it mean? Container dot time zone items. That's what I called it, wasn't it? No, time zone contents. Contents, and then align. Ah, wait, no. That thing's not the flexi boxy thingy. No, that's actually on there. Oh, no. Oh, so you were suggesting on how we do it, fill the remaining space, were you, Adrian, by stretching, using the Flexbox stretch. No. Well, I don't need that. No, I like this this view height thingamajigger. Wait, hang on a sec. Why is the height of it still pushing off the bottom? Why is it... I don't have... because there's some margin. Margin 0. Yeah, because I don't have a normalizer on there. Let's fix that. Body margin 0. Get rid of that, and then... So align items center didn't do what I wanted. Because it did... No, wait. So... Centered in the cross axis within the line. No. Hang on a sec. What does... Justify... Wait, what's the align item? What does align items? CSS align items. No, to me that... Align items, is that for items cross axis? Okay, so... Yeah. Yeah. So that... I would have thought that should have done it. Where's the code behind this demo? So let's have a look at these little cards. So this div is in a... Align item center. So this div has... A grid. Oh, look, it's a grid. Oh. I feel like I'm going to go back to grids instead of Flexbox just because I can. So in grid layout, it controls that. But what about in Flexbox? It controls the items on the cross axis. So what's a cross axis in a Flexbox? Flex direction row. Oh, wait, what have I got it set as the flex direction? Yeah, flex direction row. So it should align the items there. So now I'm just very much confused. Or is it align content, not align items? Let's have a look. Align items, center. No, align content, center. Is it because these aren't the items flexboxing? Like, align content, center. Align items, center. Oh no, it's on here. Align items center. No, align content center. Huh. Let's turn off all this stuff that I added. Okay. Direction row. Align. There we go. So that did move it. And then if we go min height, yeah, calc 100 VH minus var. That. There we go. That's it. I just was doing it all on the wrong item. Of course. Because we want to set the size on the on the main, because that, like, why do we need to do size on everything there? We don't. And then we want to do the align items center within inside of that main element, so that all of the items that are within inside of that main element, which has got the flex applied to it, is sitting down where we want it. Fantastic! Yay! I don't like that resizes or like repositions. I'm gonna have to put that X somewhere else. Excellent. Well, that's the first problem solved. Okay, so let's just commit that in. Status git. Actually, I can probably add star.css. We'll add the CSS file. Git. Let's see, what do we centering content. Damn it. Centering content. Centering content. And then let's stash the change of that JavaScript, because I don't think that we're actually going to need that JS change anymore. It's not going to provide us with any major value. Yeah, it doesn't. It's just, it was adding a DOM element for the sake of adding a DOM element. So we can get rid of it because we don't need it. So let's do that. And then we are going to git stash pop and get rid of that because we don't need that change. I should have just dropped the stash. That would have been easier. Ta-da! We've centered aligned content in a flexbox. And we've used CSS variables. I feel like so modern. This is the challenge that I think a lot of web devs have is that we've got so used to using things like, you know, pick your CSS framework of choice that you forget the fundamentals of CSS. Like I redid the theme for my blog at the start of this year, and I made a conscious effort to not use an existing CSS framework, like you know, whether it was Tailwind or Boomer or anything like that. I didn't want to use one of those because I wanted to try and learn CSS or relearn CSS. And I think you know, we forget about a bunch of this fundamental stuff when you get so used to these high-level abstractions. Not saying that like every project needs to be written like vanilla CSS with, like, because I'm not using, you know, any pre-process like Sass or something like that. So it's probably making things a lot more complex. Like the fact that you can't, I miss being able to nest a selector, and the fact that you've got to type this all out because I want that to be always there. So I like typing this out, and it does make things more annoying, but at the same time it's good to just remember what it's like and why things work the way they are. Like I've used plenty of things that be using Flexbox, but I've never written Flexbox myself. So just trying to work out how this stuff works is good, useful. Okay, so that's sitting there. Let's put some basic styles around some of this stuff. What should we do? Shall we colorize each of the zone items? I wonder. Or should we make it so that we can update the time? Like, what do we want to do first? Do we want to be able to update time, or do we want something that doesn't look like as basic a style guide as I've done here? Well, we'll leave that open to the floor and see if anyone has any opinions. And while we do that, I'm just going to do text align center and see if I get that button in the middle. There we go. Ooh, we could do display flex and then flex direction. Let's put flexbox here as well, and then flex wrap, no wrap, and then align items in the center. Now that I know how to do this, let's do flex everything. Align items center. Oh no, justify content. That's what I wanted. Justify content center. Because align items would have been fine. Yeah. No, I don't. Actually, let's fix this bug. That's an annoying bug. And we're not going to do that. We're going to do column. Because then, if I'm correct, that will drop the picker down below. Cool. That's what I want. But we want to make it so that when you click add time zone as a button, it doesn't keep adding time zone pickers. Because then we could end up with a weird thing happen at some point. So that's going to be in time zone picker. Here we go. Now, no, the picker is just the select, isn't it? So it's going to be inside of the index. That's where the button click event is wired up. Yep. Okay. So we create the picker. I wonder if it'd be better to always create the picker, but then we do like a hide show on it, which will then make it appear or disappear. Or do we have like, do we get it to detect when the picker is no longer there, and then detect if there is a picker, and if there is a picker, it will change the click event handler. That might be a better one. Yeah, so I'm going to extract out this function, and that we'll call display picker equals that function, and then the click will be display picker, and that, and then we're going to have a const remove picker, and that will be we're going to then move the, let's move that instead of a const. We're going to do this, make that a let bound, and then that will be tz picker. And then I'm going to add a new function. I'm going to add some functionality to the tz picker, I think, because tz picker, no, it's just a function at the moment, isn't it? Yeah, it's just a function that returns a DOM element. No, I think I'm overcomplicating that. Let's put it back into the div here, and then we'll just make it so that, does it have an ID? Does it have an ID that I can look at? Where's the select element? No, we can do select dot set attribute ID, and that will be time zone picker, and then we will do document const picker tz picker equals document get element by ID time zone picker, and then we'll do tz picker dot parent element dot remove child tz picker. So it basically becomes self-removing, and then this will be so that's the zone selected, and then we're going to do time zone button dot remove remove event listener click comma display picker. So we'll unbind the display functionality, and then we'll be add time zone button dot add event listener click will be remove picker, and then this will be the opposite, remove picker, and then add display picker. There we go. So let's have a look at how that works. I should also update the label, but we'll come back to that. So there we go. Excellent. So we add time zone, it displays the picker. If we click it again, it removes it. So then we can change the label. We add time zone picker dot inner HTML remove picker. Wait, what's it say? Remove time zone picker, and then we will change this to add time zone button inner HTML becomes that. There we go. So we'll add or remove the button depending. Yep, and we go. Remove time zone picker. There we go. Wait, did it not save with the removal of the semicolon? There we go. Cool. Excellent. So that is kind of working. Fixed one of the bugs that we had. Now let's get add. Yep, commit. Fixing bug where you'd have multiple time zone pickers. Done. I have a feeling there was a bug at the end of last stream that I was supposed to be fixing, but I can't remember what it was. Oh well. Obviously isn't really a bug. Now, if I remove that. Ah, that's right. Remove doesn't work. There's what was broken last time. If you click remove, it doesn't. It no longer works. Now, the reason for that was to do with the refactor to move the time zone display to here. And the problem was that this function doesn't understand the refresh. No, it has access to moment and main, doesn't it? So I might be able to go moment and main because I actually have them passed in. No. So main and moment. Main, come on, moment. Moment. No. Are they outside of... Oh, they are outside of the scope. Yes. So we have... Okay, so what we need to do is display time zone is just a function that's there that is not available elsewhere. Yep, okay. What I think we're going to want is... Yeah, on the document we might have it so that it raises a new custom event. Yeah, we're going to create a new custom event class, time zone refresh event extends event, and then the constructor won't take any arguments. Call super time zone refresh. So that's the name of the event that we'll be needing on our parent, and then it's not going to have any data attached to it. Nope. So then we will do document dot dispatch event. No, we want to do it on global this dispatch event. And then we will pass in new time zone refresh event, which is that. Done. And now back in the index, we will do... I wonder if is global this available in the browser? I don't think it is. We'll find out. Global. Oh no, it is. Sweet. Global this dot add event listener. Time zone refresh, and then we will call the refresh time zone list to DOM. Yes, that is the function we will call. There we are. Now, as soon as the remove event happens, let's add Norfolk back in. As soon as we click remove, look at that. It's updated, refreshed. There we are. Git add and fixing bug when removing time zones. There we go. Done. Okay, so now I'm going to make it so that we can click on and like type into these and then have that time reflected across. So for that, I probably am going to actually need to do some work around this dispatch of event and things like that. Because I'm like, it's going to be kind of like a management tool on there. Change that to global this, and then this is part of really the time zone display. Yeah, so we're going to move this into the time zone display. So once we refresh the time zone list, but where would it make sense? Maybe it doesn't. No, it's kind of something that we orchestrate from there, but we don't have sort of a, like, we don't have an orchestrator really involved. It's just it's a whole bunch of loose functions. Like this refresh time zone list is the thing that comes out of the time zones display, but it's not doing its own state management or anything like that. So it doesn't understand that, like, the concept of a refresh is just re-execute this function. Like, now I guess I'm starting to think about, I kind of think of this in like a component design. So at the moment, it's just a whole bunch of loose functions that try and hold everything together, but they are all sort of independent of each other. Whereas the, like, component wise, like React and Vue give you, you could have them. You then have something that's going to orchestrate those components existing on a page. So, like, when the refresh event is happening, we're essentially sending new props. Like, again, from like a React standpoint, we're sending new props down to the component that is then going to update. And that's, I guess, part of the challenge that we've got here is that we don't have, like, it's all self-contained within inside of this refresh time zone list. Like, it gets its new props to then update. I'm not passing them in. It's really this like zone display. That's the thing that is dealing with like the individual props getting passed in. But then the other problem is that this function is also responsible for, like, cleaning up the existing structure. So until we go down the path of, like, having like a much more like framework designed component layout, I don't think it'll be easy to lift this set interval up and put it into the time zone display, which is ultimately where I think it should reside, because if you weren't displaying any time zones, there's no point starting this interval. Like, it doesn't make sense. But so we're going to leave it here for now. And what we're going to need to do is we're going to need to capture the interval ID. And in fact, we are going to make a new function, const start time zone start time. We'll call it start time, and then that will just return the set interval, and then start time will be what we do here. Cool. So we're going to need that interval ID, because if you click into the so if I click onto like the 13 or the 02, we kind of want to stop that timer. Like, we want it to not tick the same way. We're actually going to want to do a different sort of timer. So we're going to do similar sort of thing. Like, we're still going to run an interval. It's going to happen every minute. But what we're passing through will not be date.now. We're going to be passing through date.now, but then modified with the time that you have provided to it. So it'll still update every minute, but it'll update not off the current time. It'll update based off of something else. So for that, we're going to use content editable. Yeah, I wonder if I make the, yeah, if we go, so we use the content editable attribute. Content editable. Oh no, it's not, sorry, it's not style. I want to add an attribute to this, to time. Let's go add an attribute. Content editable equals true. I think that's it. There we go. I wonder what's going to happen, like, once it ticks through the once it ticks past a minute with content editable turned on. Is it going to actually update? Is it going to kick me out of that field? We'll see. We'll see. And I'm wondering if I want two separate fields that you can edit. Yeah, because you probably want to, so you can edit them independently. Otherwise, you've got to kind of futz around with cursor position. Now, there we go. Okay, so we ticked over. Okay, so it's not going to kick me out. And, ooh, oh, it actually kind of does kick you out. Yeah, like, because of I think we're going to have to pause the interval as soon as you click in. Now, the question is going to be, does content editable trigger an event that we can subscribe to? MDN content editable attribute. So it's a global attribute. Ooh, I can set the carrot color. How fun. It's a global attribute. The question is, wait, what was the C also? Did C also? Okay, HTML element. Okay, so that's the property on it. Making content editable. I wonder if there is an event that we can subscribe to. Okay, here we go. So this is a demo of creating your own like pseudo rich text editor using the content editable attribute. Now, content editable is true. Maybe it's focus. Let's see. Content editable attribute event. Or is this just going to be like a change event? Well, there's probably a focused event. Yeah. Yeah, I'm probably gonna have to subscribe to the focus event. And then that will dispatch a new event, which will be to stop time updated. So we're going to create a new file. We'll call this stop. Actually, now I'm going to rename this one. Custom events. And then did that update my import here? It did. I don't think I had that imported anywhere else. No, probably not. And then we're going to create a class stop update stop time update event extends event constructor. It won't take anything, and super will be stop time update. So that's what we need, and then we're going to do stop. Yep, actually, static event ID stop time update, and then that will be static const. No. Can I create static fields? I thought you could create them. No, so you're right, Jack. You won't focus and blur won't give you the what's actually in there. You've got to listen to the input event. I think it is. Yeah. So CSS class. Oh no. JavaScript class static field. Static. It's going to be a static get, isn't it? Yeah, okay. So we're static event ID. Wait, no. Yeah. Static get event ID. Return. Stop time, and then stop time dot event ID. There we go. So actually, yeah, this is a good idea to go back and just do a quick refactor across a bunch of the code base, because I realized it's actually kind of difficult to work out what the name of the event is sort of hidden. So you kind of got to know what the name of the event is going to be for you to subscribe to it. So if I put this static on there, then everywhere that I want to use it, I no longer need to do hard coding of the event name, such as I have where is it? This is event time updated. So here I want to do time updated event dot event ID. So now I can just subscribe to that, and then we are going to chuck in that here. And this we will call time zone refresh. Let's keep our naming consistent. Time zone refresh event ID, and then I come back up into index and add time zone refresh. What do I call it? Time zone refresh event. Time zone refresh event dot event ID. We're going to need to import that from the time zone display. Okay, excellent. Now on global this, we're going to add an event listener to what was it? Stop update event ID, and then this will just do clear interval ID. And then we are going to dispatch that event on the click of when content editable starts happening on one of these elements. Which one is it going to be? Not global this, on the time, which is that element. Cool. And we want to go time dot add event listener to focus. I put the I'll go back and fix that in a moment. Good catch, Adrian. Yeah, whoops. Focus, which will be global this dot dispatch event, and that the event stop time update event. No, yeah, it will be new stop time event. There we go. Okay. And Adrian has just said that I put that on the document.get element by ID, which you are correct. I did. So now I just need to... I've undone too much. That is time zone picker. I think that's what it was called. We'll find out in a minute. Where was the... There is where I actually meant to put the event thingy. Save that. And time zone picker is what it was called. Excellent. Cool. So Jack says that he's not sure that static actually works in browsers. Let's have a look. It's fine. Look at the browser compatibility, Jack. It's fine. It's been in Chrome since 49, which means that it's in Edge. Oh, it's been in Edge since 13. So it was in the Trident Edge, or the Edge HTML Edge, not just in the Chromium Edge. Yeah. The only browser that doesn't work in is IE, and I don't care because I'm not supporting IE. But we do have an error. Require is not defined. I know why that happened. Boom. We need to import stop. There we go. So we need to do it from the await, not from a require statement. This is normal JavaScript. Okay. Event ID of undefined on line 65. Because I forgot to export it, didn't I? No. Stop time update event. Stop time update event. Stop time update event. Time zone refresh event. That one I haven't imported. No, I have. That one I haven't exported. And then we need to export that class. There we go. The thing that I have been using that isn't supported in modern browsers yet, that you might be mistaking for Jack, is I'm using ECMAScript private properties in a couple of locations, or at least I'm using the way that private properties kind of work, which is to not expose them. And I've done that basically the same way that TypeScript is doing it behind the scenes. You create a map that contains the key is the instance of the class, and then the value is the property value, but then you have to make a map for every single one of those properties. So it is a little bit tedious trying to do private properties at the moment with vanilla JavaScript. Like if you want them to be like properly private, using like an underscore prefix is simpler. Okay, now, okay, so let's focus on that. Okay, focus event didn't work. Oh, because I forgot to set content editable attribute on the time as well. So the time element will need, that can come up. Let's push this up to the top because it's, oh no, I suppose it's not needed till then. It's only declare things when they're needed. And then we're going to do time.set attribute content editable true. Okay. Excellent. So it has stopped our event. And then what we're going to need to do is create a new one, which is on blur. It will then start. Yeah, so let's just duplicate that stop time event. Stop time update. Then we're going to create a start. And then we'll have start time update event, and then in here it will be we'll duplicate this one, but we'll have it as start, and then that will be interval ID equals start time. We need to add that to our import statement up here. Start time event, save, reformat, and what we're going to do is we are going to get rid of that. Oops. interval ID will be initially undefined, and we are then going to, at the very end, global this dispatch event, new start time update event. So that will then fix that update process, and then we'll duplicate this so that on the blur event, it will dispatch a new start time update event, which adds that in. Okay, so let's just have a look at our display. All right, sweet. So, I mean, obviously it is still updating. If we click into it, it'll stop. If we click out of it, it starts up again. Look at that. Fantastic. Cool. Excellent. I'm excited. It is doing the iteration the way that we want. Now the question is going to be, how do we... So we provide it with datetime.now, which is how we start time. But if we're going to do... I mean, the simplest thing is that I just create... the simplest thing is going to be custom hour equals 0, and then let custom minutes equals 0. Okay, so that will be datetime.now. Okay, so I'm gonna have to look at just the moment docs, because there's a way that I can set. So now will give me the a moment now object, but I then want to just override the time and the minute. Actually, they're going to be -1 and -1, -1, yeah. Because I need some way to work out, have you set a custom hour and a custom minute? If not, then just don't do anything. Okay, so then we want to do add. Yeah. No, I don't want to add. I'm just going to add 7 days. No, I don't want to. I'm not going to add stuff to it. So I want the now object, but then I want to override the days and the minutes. Yes, set. Yeah, that's what I want. I want set. Get and set. Yep. Okay. So then what we can do is inside of this dispatch, we will do some really lovely chained stuff. We'll do set. Actually, no. Let time equals that. If custom hour not equal to -1, then we'll do time.set hour to custom hour. And then if custom minute not equal to -1, we will do time.set minute. Again, just check. Yep, it's minute, not minutes. Custom minutes. And then this will pass through time. Okay. Okay, so yep, that's cool. It is 1:22 in the afternoon here, so that's showing me the correct time. Now let's make it so that if we were to modify, I'm pretty sure it's going to be the input event. So time.add event listener to input, and then let's just console.log e. So what are we going to get when we do that? Let's come over to the console. Now, this will give me the target. And then, is it just going to be like the inner HTML? No. So they gave me the, like, or is that just giving me the input type? But I don't know what the actual value now is of the input. Because if we like delete all of this and then we do the blur, that'll come back. So the very last one. Yeah, that's what I thought, Adrian, is that you should look at the inner HTML and inner text, which is not actually what it's going to be, what is there. The question is, like, do you need to look at the delete content forward, delete content back, like look at the event type that happened? So like we know the input type, and is that going to be useful? Because then if I was to do delete and then change that to 2, there it is. So the data that the input event detected was a 2. Oh no, hang on a sec. There was is it like create? Do I need to create a range? Sorry, what was the content attribute? Where is... I don't think there was a content attribute. Was it on the... I think you're mistaken, Adrian. I don't think there is a content attribute of the event. So data is the character that was pressed. The target is that element. It doesn't have content. Content editable is true. Excellent. It's been a long time since I worked with this one, but I'm wondering if it is to do with that. So let's just have a look here. So executing commands. And commands to manipulate the content of the region, which is not quite. So default paragraph selector. So set doc mode creates the text node from the inner HTML. Source text was true. Or document.all. There's an IE test for you. Let's have a look at Let's have a look at their more complex example. Oh, that's downloaded something. So the range is what you use to so you can create a range, and I think that's maybe how you find everything within inside of it. Yeah, let's go create range. Document create range. So, oh, I wonder, do I get the offset information? That's basically what I want. Is I want to know whereabouts was the key press within inside of the element. No, that's no. The simplest is to swap it out for just like a standard input field. Oh yeah, good point. The text, particularly in the DOM Explorer, is probably too small. There we go. We'll make things a little bit bigger, a little bit easier to read. So a range, so that will give us a range object. Then can I get the caret range? Or is a range really only useful for selecting stuff between 2 points? Let's have a play around with that. Let's have a play around with range, because I think that's what we're going to need to use. Okay, so on focus, we're going to do that. We're then going to do const range equals document dot create range, and then range dot set start, which will be the time element, and then it'll have a 0 off it, and then range dot set end is time, and then the offset is see you, Jack. Thanks for stopping by. I'll see you on a Teams call soon, no doubt. Time.inner HTML.length. So let's do a range for there, and then range dot get create text fragment. No, that. So we have our range, and then we extract the contents from that. So console.log. Okay, actually, and then let's actually push range outside of this event, make it a let bound, and then that could be range. And then on input, we're just going to log out this as well. Now, what's going to happen? So we go input on here, and then set end. Okay, so we're probably not going to need to set the end then, because let's just remove the set end and the range. Home on the range. Okay, so we got a document fragment. Cool. Delete 2. So this is just giving us a document fragment. Let's see if I can do something more useful with the document fragment. Okay, and we'll do const frag is that, and then the fragment. Okay, now let's pop this back up here. Whoops. Damn it. Const frag equals range dot extract contents, and then frag dot. So what are the what are the methods we've got from? Yeah, I thought there was like a. We have inner. No, text content. Yeah, console log fragments text content. Oops, where did that go? There it is. And let's dump this out as well on that event. Okay, reload. So it didn't find anything there. Yeah, so it's not actually... So that's not what I want. The range is not useful. Drat. Okay. Content editable get updated text. Extracting the text. Is this going to give me a jQuery solution? It is giving me a jQuery solution. Huzzah! No. I think that's what like the... maybe the input event is not the event that we should be listening to. I mean, we can listen... Yeah. Okay. So that's how we make something content editable. Well, that was a less than helpful article. Edit and save using content editable. I mean, that's kind of what we're trying to do. So we type into that, content editable is true. Use design mode. No, we don't care about design mode. Don't want notifications from you. Oh, hang on a sec. Wait. I think I might have this wrong. No, let's get rid of this range. Because the range is not helpful. I think what I'm not doing... So I'm looking at the input event, right? But let's go console.log on the time.inner HTML. So let's have a look at what the value of the time element is when the blur event happens. So when the blur event happens, there it is. Yeah, okay. So we may as well just wait until that time event happens, and then modify it. Yeah. Okay. Cool. So I actually don't need the input event. Yeah, I think I want to change these to being... I think I want these as two separate elements, so it's easier, because otherwise we're going to have to parse this string as a date time value, and then we're gonna have to work out which one you might have actually updated. Like if we knew where the cursor position was, and I can probably get that, but yeah, that will just be a little bit tedious. It does mean that also creating our DOM elements is also going to be a little bit more tedious. I wonder if next week maybe we write a DSL for generating DOM elements, and then have like a reconciliation engine so that as they change, these componentized things that I'm talking about get updated, and then we'll have written React. I kind of actually want to do that though at some point, is build out some sort of like React-ish framework that does a bit better of DOM element creation, because at the moment this is like really, it's getting kind of confusing to work out where things are. Like I've got all these events are sort of in between attribute creation and whatnot, and now it's going to get even more confusing when we do const. We do hours, just h is document create element. We'll make it a span for the moment, and then h's inner HTML is going to be now.format hh, and then we'll do time.append child h, and then we're going to do const separator create element span, and then this will be separator dot inner HTML equals colon, and then we do time dot append child separator, and we'll spell separator correctly, and then const m is create element span, and then time m dot inner HTML is now dot format mm, and then we do time dot append child m. We get rid of that. Then yeah, because then like we're duplicating all of these events. Yeah, like I said, this is like it's starting to get like very verbose in the way that we do it, and then that will be on H, and then that will also be on M, and then we need to do that there. We need to move this one down to that. Then instead of on time, we're going to need to do H comma M dot for each E dot that. Whoops, close that parentheses. Yeah, you want parentheses as well. Is that, no, that's the, yeah. Wait, no, I think you want to be over multiple. That's what you're telling me about. And then we're going to do H comma M dot for each E, oops, E dot, and then break over the lines. Yeah, so like this is, it's getting really tedious. Like the complexity of the way everything is sort of tied together is starting to probably hurt. And I think the first like couple of minutes of the stream where I'm like, oh, how do I make this better? And then I think each week that time is going to get longer and longer. Hang on a sec. Is that reloaded? Yes. No. Yeah, a pen child, yeah. Did it not refresh? Maybe not. Yeah. Oh, no, I know why. Yeah. Of course, because then we've got to then... we're just replacing the HTML on each tick. No, it needs to be... not that. We will just do h.inner HTML equals now.format hh m.inner HTML equals now.format because yeah, it was just trashing the elements. Yeah, there we go. Okay, so we've got our spans. Yeah, so we can... oh, thanks, Microsoft Editor. No, we're not going to deal with that. But yeah, now we get a whole bunch more. Separator class list add separator. It's because I want to make that blink. Can I use the blink tag? No, I can't. Main. Actually, no, we're just going to create blink. And then we will do key frames at key. Did Phil create a web component that blinks? I was actually watching a thing on web components the other day. I think it could be. It's cool. So they yeah, but see, I don't have any external libraries in use, so I kind of can't just go ahead and use that. Let's grab that link. Whoops. I mean, I can steal their code. That's a good starting point. I've got to remember that I can do that because it's nifty. Because the Twitch chat's there. Yeah, see, npm install, unless it's shipped as a... unless this is an ESM module, like, I don't want to know about it. Let's have a look. Is it an ESM module? Actually, no, it wouldn't need to be an ESM module. It's just going to be doing... Yeah. Oh, it is. Nice. Okay. All right, I'm going to use it. We're going to use a web component. We're going to use our first web component. And then timezone display, we are coming up here and we are going to import... What did they call it? I should have had a look at that. WC Blink. WC Blink from there. And then the separator will be document.create element WC Blink. No, I don't think I actually need to import the thing directly, but we'll do that. And we'll see what happens. Okay. It's going to cause everything to slow down massively. Oh, it's block level. Display inline block. Okay, cool. So I can inline block it. And then that will be here. We will go to main, and that will be the inside of the time zone container. Time, and then WC blink, display, inline, block. No integrity hash. I don't care. I don't care about integrity. I don't care if I've got to validate whether or not this is a legitimate thing. Oh, I've just noticed that they're not all lined up, and that's going to be. I would have. That's because this one because it's just center aligning the whole content, and then this is actually taller content, so it's going to center align more of the content. Well, that's going to be an annoying bug to fix at some point. Ugh. Yeah, because if you look at that, the height of that is 133, and then that one is 151. Nuisance. Well, I mean, you can tell, Phil, that I used the blink thing that you came across, and look at that, it's blinking like time. All right, we've got about 10 minutes. Let's see if I can quickly get it to update the time here now. Oh, the question is going to be, can you determine whether or not an input event did actually happen? I am going to need to listen to the input event. Const did input equals const let equals false, and then this will be grab these, and then on input did input true. Oh, but I won't know which one the input happened on. Okay. Now we're going to need to just go and, yeah, we'll get rid of that. H. That can pop back up onto the next line. No, not did input. So input hour. No, changed hour. And that will be changed hour. Will be true. And that doesn't need to be multi-line, so we'll just get rid of that. Pop. And oh yeah. Yep, I forgot. And then that will be changed minute on M, and then changed minute. And then the start time event is going to take changed hour, changed minute. So we'll take those two as constructor arguments. We need to then go and update its constructor to changed hour, changed minute, and then we'll do. I'm not going to use the funky backing store and stuff like this. Change. We're just going to use privates, like pseudo privates on it, and then changed minute. Of course, not allowed before super, and then we'll do get changed minute. This dot underscore return this dot underscore changed minute, and we'll change that to changed hour, changed minute, and then changed hour. Okay, so that's then done, and then we're going to come back into here. When we receive the start time event, we're going to extract changed minute, changed hour from the event handler, and then yeah, we'll just go custom hour. I didn't provide that, did I? Damn it. I haven't provided the thing that you've updated it to. Rats. So no, what we need to do is inside of here, if you change the hour, then it is going to yep. Changed hour. So if the hour was changed, we are going to send in h.inner HTML or neg1, and then that will be m.inner HTML or neg1. Format that, and then we can extract those, and then I should actually just do int.parse int dot parse it. Hey, here was my first attempt at writing C# in JavaScript for the day. I was trying to do int.parse, and then parse int that, comma 10. There we go. Format. And then back on the index, we will then do custom hour equals changed hour, and custom minutes equals changed minute. I'm not super keen on that API, but I sort of wanted to see whether it would work. Now, where did my browser go? It is there. There it is. Okay. Now, what are the console errors that I'm receiving? Time.set is not a function. Oh. Wasn't it? Moment.set. But that's... Moment.set operates on a moment object, and doesn't time.now return me a moment object? Moment.now. Oh, it just returns that. Wait, am I doing a custom moment format inside of the display? Oh yeah, because I turn it back in. Yeah. Yes. Of course. Because the now that we receive is doing, yeah. Okay, so we'll just turn. No, it's not even a moment. That's definitely why it doesn't work. Moment of time.now. Window.moment, fine. Gonna get stroppy at it. And then come back here. Okay, cool. So let's just see. Okay, we're reloading. Elements. Okay, so if we click into here and then let's change that to, let's go to 12. Oh yes, it worked. Because if it's 12:57, it is 10:57 in Perth. At least I'm pretty sure that's right. Amy, you'll have to confirm for us is it actually just before 11 a.m. in Perth? I don't even know if she's still here. Oh, I'm pretty psyched that that worked. And then if we changed it to... Oh, wait, no. So if it was 12 in Sydney, it would be 10 in Perth. Not that it's 12 now. Then if we go 30, shift focus. Yes, so 12:30 a.m. in Sydney would be 10:30 a.m. in Perth, and 7:30 p.m. the day before in Redmond. Yeah, look at that. With 2 minutes left to go before I'm wrapping up for the day. I just realized I probably should actually display the day, like the date as well, below the time, because otherwise, you think that Perth is you think that Redmond might, or like Pacific time US is probably before, like sometime in the future, but it's actually not. Whoa! Oh, I was like, what is all this custom styling? And that's because I've got the squiggle on there because Content Editable did that. I've got to work out how I can maybe get Content Editable to not be picked up by the Microsoft Editor extension that I have installed, because that's somewhat annoying. Get rid of the squiggle class. Did that do it? No. There's a shadow root somewhere. Ugh. But I'm... Microsoft Editor false. Maybe it's just waiting for another event. Yeah, I like that idea, Amy, where it says yesterday or today. But I think also having like the date in there as well, because I'd kind of like it so that like if you change the date, so you can say like next Wednesday at 2 p.m. in Sydney, what is the date and time in another location? But yeah, I do also like the yesterday and tomorrow and stuff like that. But I am going to commit this. Git commit, making it so we can control time. So this is our Time Lord commit. And then, yeah, so then for like, this feels fairly sloppily written, and not just because I wrote it. I think all of this is going to come out to another. I think, with the exception of that, yeah, I think this is going to come out to another file, like some kind of an orchestrator for time display. Yeah, because just having this just dumped inside this global file, it doesn't feel quite right. But then with time display, so underneath the time element, we could create another time element. Const date element is going to be a document create element time, and then date element is going to have dot inner HTML will be now dot format day month year. We'll do that. Date element dot set attribute time will be now dot format, and then this will be on the time container append child date element. And let's see if we can just get that done quickly before the end. Cool. Yeah, it's because they're not block levels. Yeah, I kind of need like a BR in front of it, don't I? Or I make them display display block. Yeah, that works. But I want it to display like the display. Can I get it to do one like there? Yeah. So we're gonna do like so we do DD DO day of month. Yeah, capital DO. Let's just do this. Let's just do this formatting while we're at. We want to do yeah, 1 2 3 4 DO. Yeah. And I will totally clean that up next week. Friday 28th. No, and I wanted to 3 M's. 3 M's, save. Let's see. Friday 28th of... Not 08, it should be Friday 28th of a month name. Come on, little light server. There we go. Friday 28th of August 2020. Cool. That's good. I'm happy with that from a basic standpoint. We're going to need to do some styling shortly and like better laying out of things. I think that we're probably have to get a thing set up so that everything lines up properly header wise, and yeah. But I think that will do as a wrap for today. I'm quite happy with that progress. We got center lines within inside of our containers using Flexbox. We fixed an annoying bug where you can no longer add multiple time zone pickers at the very top here, and we've got it so that you can customize here. So if we change that to like 4 p.m, and then that will reflect across all of our times. I like that. Well enough. Cool. Okay. Well, yeah. That's it. That's a wrap for today. I'll be back same time next week, and soon you'll be able to work out what time that is, depending on where you are. Yes, I'm using 24-hour time, Amy. There is no other time that you should be dealing with. It's 24-hour time or nothing. Because I want to be able to say 16 p.m. in the afternoon. 16 p.m. in the afternoon. That's the time that that I'm looking at right now. I need a reset button so you can go back, so we can clear those out. See you, Amy. See you, everyone. Yeah, I'll be back midday next Friday, Sydney time. Work out what that is relative to wherever you are in the world. But until then, have a good weekend, and yeah, hopefully see you again next week.